guys, your girl Patience here. So today we're just gonna be talking about how to get out of hopelessness and confusion. Well, it's a topic that one of my viewers actually proposed, and it kind of took me some weeks to reflect on. But then here I am. So getting into this topic, it's really quite broad, and it's a very sensitive topic as well. So I guess for us to really start breaking this topic down, we need to get to know how somebody ends up in that hopeless situation, or like when they feel they are confused in life. And most people might find it maybe in their careers, in relationships, academic wise, like they're just confused, they're hopeless, and they don't know how they got to that point. Like it's just like boom, one day you really wonder, how did I even end up in this place? You get it, right? So firstly, I guess one of the things that makes us to get in those situations where we hopeless and also we so confused is, especially in this era we're living in, everything seems to be going so fast. The world is just going so fast, people are busy, everything is just going on like that, and we're doing one thing after the other, one thing after the other, from high school. After you finish high school, next day you go into varsity or you go to college, and then after that you have to find a job. After that, people, you beginning to have a family. Like that's how it really is just going. And most of the time somebody might not have the time to breathe, you know, like, and then they think about life, they think about who am I, they think about what do they want to be in this world. They're just running, they're just running. You know, after high school you'll be like, oh, I'm interested in maths, I'm interested in science, what do you guys think I can do? Or you just look at other people who were so good in maths and science, what did they do? And maybe you'll be like, oh, they became doctors, and you go and you become a doctor, and then you're like, I don't like this. You get it? So most people do that. Like they never really take the time. Like, okay, I might be good in maths and science, but what do I love personally? What do I really love? What do I want to spend the rest of my life doing? You know, that I will appreciate and be happy doing that. You know, before you get into a relationship, you might even introspect yourself. Like, what kind of a person am I? What kind of a person am I looking for? Who am I? What do I want to be in this world? What do I choose to be in this world? Before you even get into that relationship, what kind of a person can I, you know, be with that can help me to be who I want to be in this world? And you find that most people just get into relationship because everyone at their age is getting to the relationship, and then one day, boom, in that relationship, you just like, oh goodness, it's just going so bad. I'm hurt, all this, I'm broken, and all that, right? Because we don't have the time to really breathe and think. So you, first of all, you need to really breathe and think. You know, don't just run and run and run, and maybe when you get to a junction you ask, where did everyone go? And they'll be like, everyone went that way. Maybe people might have gone that way, but your way is that one. You know, so it's not like because everyone is going that way, that's the way you have to go. So, you know, get to the junction of life, take a deep breath, you know, like, okay, patience, who are you? What you want to be? And then after that, you'll be like, okay, so I'm choosing this way. That's where I'm going because that's what I want to be in this world. That's what I choose to be in this world. So take that breath, right? And then that can also really help you, you know, not to just find yourself in that hopelessness and in that situation where you're just so confused, because here and there you take those breaths and you introspect and you evaluate and you check what you're doing, you check the progress, you check, okay, what I'm doing, is it in line with what I want to be? Is it in line with my goals? Is it in line with my personality? Is it in line with who I choose to be in this world? You see? So that can really help you. And then getting to the topic where you're now hopeless, you're now confused, you don't know what to do, you just don't know. It's like, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know what to do. And mostly when somebody doesn't really is in that situation, you can't motivate them out because the person will be like, you don't really understand my situation, you don't get it, and all that. And I believe believe when somebody is in that kind of situation, for them to get out of that situation, it's all upon them. So if I'm in that situation, for me to be able to get out of that situation is upon me. So I have to be responsible for transformation. No matter how hard and hopeless it might look, you still have to find that self-motivation. You still have to find that self-motivation and begin to believe in yourself. And how you can do this is when you are self-aware. You are aware of yourself. When you are aware of yourself. So let's say you find yourself in a situation where you like, maybe let's take in your relationship, right? And you just like, okay, I'm so confused right now on what I can do. This relationship tends to be abusive or what, and all this kind of things. And then you just don't know what to do, or maybe in your career you just don't know what to do. You don't like the job, it's stressful, it's all that. But you have worked your life, you have gone to school to get a degree, you got a job, and that's your only source of income, and you don't like it at all. And your parents have invested in that, your parents are excited about your job, your aunts, your uncles, but you're not. So let's say you find yourself in that situation, you just feel hopeless, you just feel confused because they have invested, everyone has spent money, energy, and then now you're like, I don't know, I don't like this thing, I don't know what to do. You get it, right? So the first thing you can do when you find yourself in that situation is you asking yourself some important questions, because the biggest choices begins and ends with us. The biggest choices we make in our lives, it's not up to someone, it begins and ends with us, right? So your thoughts, whatever is going on, they are gonna influence the choice you're gonna take, in that situation. So when you ask yourself, who are you? So when you find yourself in that situation, are you? And then you sit down and you ask yourself, like, girl, who am I? That's the biggest question you can ask yourself in every situation, like, who am I? And I remember when I once asked myself this question, like, your brain starts giving you all these pictures of maybe childhood memories, even other memories, like you were so proud of who you are, those memories where you knew, like, I really love doing this, I wish I could do this the rest of my life. And that's a very powerful question to ask yourself, who am I? And then after you know who you are, then you can ask yourself, what do I choose to be in this world? Then, so when you begin to ask yourself, what do I choose to be in this world, it kind of gives you a sense of purpose and importance, that you realize you really do matter. You really do matter. And then you get to know, like, okay, this is what I want to be. You get it? This is what I want to be and who I choose to be in this world. In this world I choose to be this. Then from then you ask yourself, what's the next big right step from here? What's the next big right step? So there's always a next step. There's always a next step. Never think there's no next step. But it's gonna be the next, first of all, it's gonna be a big step, and it has to be the right step for you. Remember, you're asking yourself who you are, so it has to be a very big right step for you, right? Because one thing I will tell you is that if you do not believe in yourself, in whatever you are doing, you won't really be successful. I haven't really had success stories of people who will be like, oh, everyone was believing in me and I was not believing it would work out. Like, I don't think there's really like that kind of a success story, but you hear success stories of people didn't believe in me and I was believing in myself, right? So this thing is really real, guys, because even at med school, I have met people who tell me, like, you know what, I'm at med school, but I don't really like it, I don't really feel it, and all those kind of things, right? And then you're like, okay, so why don't you go and do what you love? Like, oh, ever since I was a kid, it seemed as if I was gonna be a doctor, or so. I'm like, wow, but if you don't really love it, it's kind of a waste of time and money, because one day you're gonna be like, let me just do what I love anyway, just do what gives you a sense of purpose, a sense of importance anyway. So any hopeless situation you think how hopeless you think it is, or how confused you think you are, you can get out of it when you are self-aware, when you become self-aware of who you are and what you choose to be in this world. So So thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. You can subscribe and like and share with others. Bye.